All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin our creative economy session, which, as I said, promises to be very, very interesting because we've got some great panelists that are going to be sitting on there. I've already previewed one of them, and I'm seeing him in the front row. You've watched his movies, and he has entertained and educated Nigerians for years with his great work. So I'm going to call on our moderator for this creative economy panel. And for once, I get to praise another business anchor in my field, Kenneth Igbomo, who is an awesome producer, editor, anchor at CNBC Africa. Please give him a warm round of applause as he comes to the stage. He does great work. And so he's going to introduce our panelists, and then we're going to begin. And also there's going to be a Q&A, so you get to ask some questions about the creative economy. Kenneth, you're welcome.
Thanks, Rotus. We're looking forward to a very interesting conversation today. It's not easy to host a panel right after lunch. I can imagine people are still quite distracted. But I think if we channel that energy into the conversation that we're going to have here, we're going to have a really swell time today. As we all know, the creative economy on the continent is, is one that has made some serious strides in the last decade. Let me just put the conversation in context here. When you look at what's happening on the continent and the expectations for growth for the creative economy, there's quite a lot expected from Africa in the coming decade and more. But what we're going to be doing on this session basically is more or less talk about how to position the creative economy in Africa, how to go about that strategically, and we'll have some very interesting panelists to go on this conversation. So I'll just first start by introducing some of the panelists on stage, and then we can have the conversation going. First off, I'd love to introduce a man that needs almost no introduction, Mr. Kunle Afolayan, the CEO of Kunle Afolayan Productions. Yes, please. Please, energy, 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 energy. All right. I would also like to introduce Mr. Sam Onyemelukwe, the Senior Vice President of Global Business Development at Trace TV. Also, I'd like to call up on the podium Ms. Donna McGowan, the Country Director for British Council. Hi, Donna. And then we also have Dr. Victor Ohai, is the president for the Directors Guild of Nigeria. We're supposed to have the minister here, but she's not here, the minister for Nigeria's Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy. But definitely I think we'll make do with the years of experience we have on the podium here today. I know we're not going to be disappointed. Hello, sir. All right, there. Thank you so much, everybody. So basically, this is the Creative Economy Roundtable. We've seen how the creative economy in Nigeria, has gained much traction in the past decade. We will definitely be speaking to the topic about soft power, maximizing African entertainment for economic transformation. Sorry?
The audio is echoing.
Oh, there's an echo. Sound?
We can hardly hear because of the echo. But we can't.
All right, is it better now?
No, it's not. It's echoing. Let them know.
All right, please, if you can work on the audio, please. There's an echo here. The panelists here are struggling to hear.
So what we'll do is after you ask the first question, just repeat it to us offline.
Not a problem. Not a problem. All right. So let me start the conversation first with Mr. Kunle Afolayan. A filmmaker, needs no introduction. Done amazing work in storytelling on the continent. You're also a budding entrepreneur. But I'd like to speak to All right. So I understand there's a video from Kunle Afolayan that needs to play right now. Let's just, if you're ready, you can just run the clip and then we'll get into the conversation. Are we good to go?
I'm a dreamer. The only thing that can stop me is when I stop dreaming. Because every dream I've had, I've always achieved it.
We're very pleased to say that we're joined now by the top Nigerian director, Kunle Afolayan.
All the way from Lagos, Nigeria, we're pleased to welcome actor and director Kunle Afolayan. He is here in our New York studio.
Kunle Afolayan is a triple threat in Nigeria's film industry. An actor, producer, and director, he's cornered the market from every possible angle.
Kunle Afolayan.
في نيجيريا مع الفنان كونلي أفولايان.
This is Nigeria in Western Africa. What is attracting attention in Nigeria is Nollywood. This is Kunle Afolayan, the director of this film, and is the leading figure in the film industry in Nigeria.
ゲストとして来日したのがナイジェリアのクンレ・アフォラヤン監督。
How do you achieve all this? I mean, you studied accounting, you had a nice safe job in banking, and then you went to be an actor and then into filmmaking. And not long afterwards, you won an Oscar. So, I mean, what's your secret?
Once I dream, I go out for it and I work towards achieving it. It's always done.
Kunle Afolayan's journey in the film industry is a story of passion, perseverance, and cultural pride. Starting as a young actor in a Nigerian classic, he embraced the power of storytelling early on, gaining his first major role in 1999 with Shawaride, directed by Tunde Kelani. This experience ignited his dedication to authentic narratives, setting him on a transformative path in Nigerian cinema. Driven to go beyond acting, Kunle moved into producing and directing.
Kunle Afolayan, who is a boundary-pushing director, producer, and actor.
Debuting with Irapada in 2006. His work has since expanded to a diverse filmography, each project breaking new ground in Nollywood. His notable films include Irapada, The Figurine, Phone Swap, October 1, The CEO, Tribunal, Omugwo, Mokalik, Citation, Swallow, A Niger Christmas. Anikulakbo, a captivating blend of folklore and rich storytelling, earning the top spot on the Netflix streaming platform globally. Ijogbon, Anikulakbo the series. Recall. Kunle's films celebrates Nigerian values and tell stories that resonate globally.
Hi, my name is Kunle Afolayan and I just won in the Best Film and Best Directors category.
Through hard work, constant learning, and an unyielding passion for storytelling, he has risen to become a celebrated director, recognized both in Nigeria and internationally.
Okay, let's go.
His journey continues to inspire a new generation of African filmmakers, honoring his father's legacy while forging his own as a visionary in African cinema. Kunle Afolayan is a visionary filmmaker dedicated to nurturing new talent. He founded the CAP Film and Television Academy, educating over 10,000 aspiring filmmakers in just 3 years. Driven by excellence, he created CAP Film Village and Resort, a multi-billionaire space where filmmaking meets a stunning rustic environment. Kunle's passion for culture extends to his personal style. He opened a Fefe restaurant and bar, blending great music, delicious food, and beautiful scenery for an unforgettable experience. Additionally, he launched Ire Clothings, a brand that merges traditional and modern styles, with him as the designer.
Look, we have to start building the next generation of filmmakers. Some people were doing it before us, and some people will continue. I'll always try to contribute my own quota to the development of humanity and to the development of the country and the continent as a whole. And I believe the result will always pay off, later in the future.
The gentleman, CEO himself, Kunle Afolayan.
My name is
A round of applause. A great body of work there from the legendary filmmaker, Kunle Afolayan. I'll just start first by talking about the procedures here. We're going to have a conversation first, and at some point we're going to throw it to the audience to get some questions in. And I'd love you to listen carefully so at least you can direct your questions to the appropriate panelists on the podium here today. So Kunle, let me start from you, looking at that epic body of work that you've put together, and speak to the work that you're doing, especially telling African stories. And how do you see this industry, the creative industry, particularly film, as a tool for economic diplomacy and national branding for Africa?
Hello. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a bit disappointing that half of the all have gone to sleep or to eat or to, but then we thank you for waiting to listen to us. Thank you very much. For me, there's what we call the Nigerian spirit. And I think that is what has been keeping a lot of us and a lot of people, even before our generation, the generation before us. My father happened to be one of the, theater and film pioneers, Adeyemi Afolayan, and I remember growing up in the 70s. We would travel, from one state to the other, from one state to another in Nigeria and beyond. I remember from age 12, I normally will follow the troop to Benin Republic, then we cross to Lomé, then we cross to Abidjan, Ghana, and all of that. And these were people who were being pushed by pure passion. There wasn't, I don't like to say there was no structure. It's just that the structure we had was different. So every individual tried to create and try to make things work and make things happen. And that is the same thing that I've been doing. I've known this man for so many years. And, out of nothing, we've managed to create something. I started as an actor when I featured in Tunde Kelani's film, Shawaride, in 1998. And I was working in the bank, at the time. In 2004, I resigned from the bank and I set up Golden Effect in 2005. That was like 20 years ago. And Amen. We've made amazing content that have traveled and that have represented the country and the continent, in other continents, outside of Africa. But most importantly, I want to say, what was the push? What was the drive? I think it is that Nigerian spirit where you believe you can do it, with or without anybody's support, with or without government support, with or without. So today, like you saw, we few years ago, I thought, because I get a lot of messages from young people who wants to be like you, and then they will send you a message saying their destiny is in your hands, and they will tell you, I saw you in my dream yesterday, and God said, you are the one to help me. What can you do? How many of them can you possibly, attend to? Then we started CAP Film and Television Academy, and we have managed to train. We've partnered with multinationals like MasterCard Foundation, University of Southern California, Netflix, GIZ, and all of these guys. But we're still yet to we've written to Lagos State, we've written to all the other, Nigerian parastatals and establishment, but nothing yet. So if we're getting interest, or rather we're getting that pass mark from multinationals like, MasterCard Foundation, I wonder what we've done wrong. you know, to not have gotten like, you know, a nod from the state or, so I feel the key thing is, I believe so much in Nigeria. I believe so much in this country that I made a vow from the beginning that my children would do their first degree and all of that in this country. And then when they feel they can do things on their own, they can go all out there. All of this is still tied to the passion and the fact that I believe in the country. And I tie that to everything that I've done, from starting from making film to starting the academy. We have one of the best creative hubs in Lagos today, and that is Cap Hub. Cap Hub is in Ikeja off Allen Avenue. And within Cap Hub, we have a cinema, Cap Cinema. We have the academy. We have Afefe restaurant, which is one of the, you know, delight of, you know, we get people coming from the airport and they come straight to the restaurant. And that is also where the studio, you know, is. So my point is, we could have diverted the fund to something else. We could have put this fund in real estate. I could have enriched myself and buy flats, you know, in Lekki. But we did that because, you know, we're trying to create an ecosystem that will help the government, help the country grow. And 3 years ago, on the last note, we felt the need to actually, like,